The recent revolution in the travel and tourism industry is driven by technological advances, and one company that is leading this revolution is Sabre. Sabre is changing the face of the tourism industry by constantly remodeling the technology used by travelers and provides a holistic customer experience.
A very warm welcome. You're watching Travel Tech, Shaping the Future of Travel with me, Ritvika Gupta. Now, over the years, technological advances have really transformed the way we travel. From booking a holiday to checking into a hotel, the industry is now moving towards a more personalized approach for consumers. What are the trends like and what's in store for the future? Let's find out today in a conversation with Sriram Gopalswamy, MD Sabre Bengaluru GCC and VP SRE. So, I want to kick this off by talking about the role of technology in the travel industry and how that's really driving growth for the industry. In the post-COVID era, we are finally beginning to see travel regaining lost ground. Consumers are now looking to buy an experience than just an airline ticket. So what, according to you, is the role of technology in this space, and how can it really, improve overall traveler experience?
So what role technology plays in this, it's a very vital role and an excellent question to ask, right? So the difference between buying an experience and buying a travel ticket are two different things. So buying a travel ticket is like booking a ticket from A to B, right? So for example, you're going to go from here to Heathrow. You're going to buy Bangalore to Heathrow is going to be the ticket. But when I'm talking about a travel experience that you're going to buy, so it's like several people who provide travel services are involved in this, and assume it to be like a marketplace where people are going to come and provide travel services, and an end customer can come and buy this service as a single ticket or a single journey or a single experience. That is the difference that technology is bringing in today, right? Sure. And company like Sabre is in the center of it, trying to enable this marketplace. So for example, as I said, you're buying a ticket from Bangalore to Heathrow, whereas when you come into a portal and buy it, it can start from a cab service from your home to the airport, and there is a porter service to take your luggage from there to your check-in counter. You're already checked in using a chat bot or an AI or your personal assistant, your virtual assistant. Then you get onto the flight, right? And you get down at Heathrow, the same experience, the reverse way, and you're checked into the hotel of your choice, your smart hotel, like keyless entry, your preferences are there, your favorite wine is there, right? And like everything is arranged on your personal thing, right? And if you want to go in for Justin Bieber is playing in here, say in Wembley, so you get a ticket as well along with this whole thing. That's what we are talking, and that's what today's travelers are looking for, and that is what the company like us are trying to provide, bring all these different market players into a single thing and provide that experience to the customer.
Sriram, how do you think technologies like AI, AR, VR, cloud, can help in enhancing personalization, and that can transform the travel industry?
If you talk about the whole AI influence on it, as I said, right, there are very intelligent chatbots that can basically pre-order the stuff that you like, right? Check in by your preference, right? So you need aisle seat on this, you need extra leg room. It can do everything for you the way that you want, and so personalized to your taste, based on your data, based on your previous travel experience, and it can identify if you're in a leisure trip with your family or in your business trip, right? So based on that, so when you're in a leisure trip, probably you might want to buy a little more baggage, but if you're in a business trip, you might not require a baggage. Probably you might need a lounge access when you basically fly in, right? Sabre as a company has partnered with Google AI, and we are doing some cutting edge work in this area, and we are integrating AI into several offerings and products that we are going to be rolling out. Yeah. That is one section of it. And if you talk about AR and VR, that's another very interesting space. Today, instead of you going into a website and looking at or reading a blog or a vlog to see what it is, just imagine you being there in a place and truly immersing yourself into that experience of a concert or into the experience of a plane. Or if you're going to check into a hotel, you're not sure how the hotel room is going to be, and you have a VR set, you're logging in, it can give you the entire feel, a 360 degree, how your bed is going to be, what is going to be, and how the closet is going to be, right? It can literally give you that experience and help you make a decision to buy. So technologies like these are going to make travel choices very informed, and very attractive, right? And once this data is available to the suppliers, right, who are doing travel service, they can improve the service, they can personalize a lot of it. So it's a very positive feedback loop that will happen and push travel forward, I feel. So it's a great time for that confluence, and that confluence is creating magic in travel.
Sure. There's also a lot of buzz around NDC, new distribution capability, that's transforming the airline retailing landscape.
Yes.
Sriram, tell me, how can organizations like Sabre, adapt to this change?
What NDC offers is enhancement to the already existing PNR, right? When I'm saying that it is already existing PNR, a lot more customer data can be brought in, more personalization can be given, right? And Sabre has been in the forefront working with IATA in whether it's forming the standards, working with them, right, and adapting this whole NDC and to take this forward, right? One of our key offerings, the offer order management system, where you kind of get an offer, the end-to-end order and the offer is fulfilled, right, based on a single PNR, right, across multiple service providers, has been one of the hallmark of this, and Sabre is adapting it big way. In fact, we are calling it beyond NDC and basically packing retailing, distribution and fulfillment, right, rethinking the way people travel really in all the three phases, whether it is the retailing area of it, whether it's the distribution area of it, or the fulfillment area of it. So we're calling this as beyond NDC in Sabre, and we're working towards adapting this and taking forward this or embracing this technology.
Right. At this point, I'm also keen to understand the synergy between the fintech sector and the travel sector. How do you think advances in the fintech industry can impact the travel industry? And do you think, a partnership between both can, prove to be beneficial in the long run?
If you talk about the fintech space, we'll talk about somebody who's here, right, at ITPL, right, where we are shooting this in Bangalore. We go and have a chai here at a local chai wala. So he prepares a cup for like say 20 rupees chai, right? So we go, 3-4 of us, have tea, we give him $100. He gives us the 3-4 teas that we did, gives back the change. He's a single man army, right? He has been doing it. Now he has put a QR code. All of us go, drink, scan and come. So we asked him, hey, how is this adoption? He was telling me that it makes my life so easy, right? I don't need to give back change. I'm not distracted for half the time. He was distracted with the change, and half the time he was making tea. And I totally trust my customers. Customers make sure that they pay me, right? I don't have to deal with the change. And I collect so much of cash that I have to go to the bank and deposit in the morning. Now I don't need to do that trip. I'm able to be here, right? This is one end of the consumer getting impacted. Just imagine what this data is going to do. So assume I'm banking with HDFC. HDFC would come to know that Sriram is having 3 teas in ITPL at 20 rupees, right, every day, and it will know he's giving it to this chai wala who's probably making 25,000 cups of tea or 10,000 cups of tea a day, right? And then imagine the microfinancing that it can change. They know that every day he's getting so many UPI credits that is coming into his bank. The whole lending system can change, right? So that's the effect of the fintech that is there. And then his credit score, he doesn't need to have a credit score, he doesn't need to have anything, but the whole thing kind of builds up and he gets great amount of credit that he wants, he can expand and so on, right? And banks can lend with great amount of surety and without NPA and stuff like that. So that's a big change in the fintech industry. Relating it back to travel, right? Again, as I said, lending, right? And basically travel now and pay later, right? So these are very informed decisions that the fintech industry today with data analytics, data visualization and stuff like that is happening based on your credit spend, based on your trend in which you're spending. The companies can put together all this and then make very informed decisions, right? And the fintech industry is helping travel by saying you travel now and pay later, right? We know that you will pay back, so they're able to give loans like that, right? And just talk about Sabre and fintech. We recently bought a company called Conforma. Yeah. That's a big space that we are wanting to get into, which is in the virtual payment area. So today, if you travel, you basically put a credit card number in, punch it in, and do it. So what Conforma would help you do is a virtual number. Assume you're going to book a ticket from here to say Bombay, and it is going to be say 5,784. it'll generate a credit card on the fly for your business for 5,784 only, and give you that 16-digit number. You use that 16-digit number, it automatically matches with the amount that you have swiped real time, and that'll take care of it, right? So we can avoid fraud, right? And the next thing is it kind of integrates into your backend system, right? So it integrates into all your accounting system. It makes sure that you are within your travel policy, right? It ensures that you're booking the right ticket. It ensures that it goes into your SAP or your Coupa or whatever is the backend system that you're using, right? It integrates with your environment so that when you go back, you don't need to file for a reimbursement. You don't need to file for anything. It's all taken care based on your profile. So fintech is going to be a big space, and Sabre is super kicked up about the virtual payments area, and I feel fintech, the confluence of this again, as I said, right, is going to change the way people travel, and it's going to help in a big time, I think.
That's very interesting. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Travel Tech, Shaping the Future of Travel, and today we are in conversation with Sriram Gopalswamy. Listen in. Sriram, since the 1960s, Sabre has been revolutionizing the travel tech space. You guys practically invented the modern airline reservation system. So I'm keen to understand, what is Sabre's core strategy in terms of your innovations, in terms of how you're actually upping the game when it comes to travel tech?
As you said, Sabre has been existing for quite a long time, right? This brings us the experience, right? The understanding of travel space, and the amount of people that we have who understands the travel space is what makes Sabre, right? The people, their knowledge of travel, I should say the deep understanding of travel that people have, that basically makes Sabre what it is, right? Whether it is the first flight reservation system, or the PNR, or the first low fare search that was first time introduced, and so on, Sabre has got a lot of credits to its first, right? And we are continuing that and trying to transform ourselves and to transform the way people travel, the world travels, every time we innovate, right? And that's been the name of the game. So we have been partnering with Google AI now to introduce a lot of artificial intelligence into the several offerings that we're giving to our customers right now, right? So that they can influence their customers and the whole travel ecosystems become better. We're trying to create this marketplace where several people could come in and offer their services. It's just not the air travel, the hospitality side as well, right? So how can we give the people who are owning these hotels, who are running these businesses, how can they manage their property better, right? How can they have better reservation systems, right? How can people have seamless check-ins and check-out, right? How can the rooms be maintained well, right? So there's a ton of technology that goes behind each of these, and Sabre is working on every area end to end, right, to enhance that capability to our customers. That's been one of the core strengths of Sabre, and that's what we are trying to forge, right? We are trying to adapt to NDC, right? We are talking about extensive focus on the lodging area currently, right? Cloud adoption has been one of our big strengths, right? We have moved a ton of technology from legacy mainframe systems into the cloud. Today we run about 60% of our compute runs on public cloud. So all this is helping out roll out things faster to our customers, right? Which is helping the whole ecosystem in a big way. So it's ton of technology to the right use.
So tell me, what according to you is going to be the next big thing in the travel industry? As
I said earlier to you, it's the confluence. It's not the one thing that's going to change, right? The whole thing of AI, right? The chatbots, the AR, VR that you're talking about, the fintech, or what's happening with the virtual payments area, right? Security, cyber security, what's happening around cyber security, right? What's happening with autonomous cars, right? What's happening with green fuel, right? Today we are talking about abundant availability of solar, and say a few years from now we might not be operating any fossil-based fuel, and we might be going into a cleaner space, right? The so people can travel sustainably, right? So we could reduce our carbon footprint, right? So all these different things that is coming together as a confluence is truly going to change the way people are going to be traveling, right?
Well, picking up from what you said, with the travel industry, really upping its tech capabilities, tell me what sort of impact will it have on hiring? What sort of skills will be in top demand, in the industry, for over the next few years?
Yeah. At least I could talk from Sabre's perspective. Right? We have been very careful in the way we have been hiring. Right, we have been steadfast to our commitment of tech transformation. Even though the travel really took a nosedive, we kept our tech transformation. We kept our North Star and truly proceeded towards it. Right, we had great leadership that helped us being steadfast to our commitments of transformation. We have been doing that consistently. As far as hiring is concerned, the demand in the travel industry is going to pick up. And travel industry overall is going to hire a lot of people. If you talk about travel tech space, right, again, because of the demand that is going to come up, there is a ton of new openings that is going to be coming up, but the capabilities are going to be very different, right? So there will be people who will be working on data analytics, right? Data visualization, right? Have skills around these. I'm saying when you talked about what are the top skills that you would be, these are the top skills that probably we would be looking at, right? Totally on data, totally on artificial intelligence, right? We're talking about AR, VR technologies, blockchain, right? One of the key things that people are looking for today is transparency in this whole transaction, right? So how can we build in the transparency and basically blockchain is a big way to enable this transparency in the system, right? So that is another big technology that is going to come and influence the travel space. So according to me, it's going to be AI, it's going to be AR, VR, it's going to be blockchain, it's going to be data analytics, data visualization, right? These are going to be the key areas that's going to influence travel tech. Just outside of travel tech, if you see the other areas that would see hiring big time is site reliability engineering. So we are talking about keeping our systems up, keeping our systems available, keeping our systems scalable, making sure that there is no downtime. Even if there is a downtime, how minimum impact that we could create to the customer, how we could keep their data secure, right? Because there are people out there who want your data. There are people out there who want to scam, right? How do we avoid this, right? It's a big aspect of being very responsible of the data that customers share with us, right? It's very profound. So these are the other skills that would also be in demand in the near future, I feel.
At this point, Sriram, I also want to try and understand your role a little better and how that has changed over the last couple of years, especially after COVID. As the site lead for Sabre Bengaluru GCC and the VP for SRE, are you finding yourself rethinking leadership and perhaps charting new paths for growth?
As far as the site leader role is concerned, it's all about people. They are the biggest asset, right? Our people, our technology, people who work and support the technology people to deliver what they're delivering, right? People are our core strengths, and we have been continuously investing on our people. They are, as I said, they are our biggest asset. So as a site lead for Bangalore, it's mostly focused in enabling them to do their best work every day when they come to the office, right? That's the key role in. When everybody comes and does their role and their roles are defined, they understand what they have to do, and we have a big charter in place, I think things fall in place, right? So that enabling that has been one key role that I have been doing. Lots of learnings during the COVID and just after the COVID, lots of learning personally, right? Whether it is adapting to this whole new way of hybrid meetings and hybrid working and so on, right? And these hybrid meetings have also brought a lot of people onto the level playing field, right? So today we don't need to be at a certain place to create an impact. You can still be at your home, right? Be participative, be immersive in these discussions, right? And then be collaborative. That has kind of brought a level playing field, I would say, amongst people. Right. So that has been one big area. We are big with culture. Sabre, in fact, recently last month, won an award from Comparably called the best Company Culture Award. This is a big global award that we got that truly talks about the culture that we build in this place. With all this work that has been happening, I'm very sure that we will change the way the world travels.
So I would like to end this interview by asking one last question, which I'm sure our viewers will be very keen to know. Tell us, how significant is India, the Indian market, for Sabre's global business and future plans?
It is very, very critical, right? Whether it is the business, whether it's the customer, or whether it is the talent, right? India seems to be a melting pot now, right? Talk about tech talent that is available here to do the next generation and transform the travel industry, or talk about the growth in this space, right? If you know, Indigo has the highest forward-looking order for planes across the world, meaning they have placed the highest number of orders in the world for the number of aircrafts. That's the growth that we are anticipating, right? That it's growing on a compounded rate of about 13-14% year on year. So it is phenomenal growth that we expect to happen in India, specifically the power of middle class here and the number of aspiring people to travel, right? Just looking at statistics, the number of people who have made a trip abroad, I think is close to like 70 or 80 lakh people in 2022, which is not one of the highest years for travel, right? The number of travelers are increasing, a great place for investment. So Sabre is looking at investing big time in the space to basically adapt and give its services to all the customers in this region, and also scout for great talent and build a center here. So we have about 1,600 people working out of our Bangalore facility, the facility where we are shooting this now, and we're trying to grow this space, right, and get best talent truly to work and make travel happen. That's what we are here for.
Well, all the very best. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you, Ritika.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Travel Tech, Shaping the Future of Travel. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Thank you and goodbye.